welcome back to Grace's Room. So yesterday I put up an Instagram story asking you guys to ask me some questions since I thought I haven't done a Q&A for a little while and you guys have also asked me to do one. So I thought I usually film my Q&As at home, so I thought maybe it'd be nice to change the scenery. I'm here at the park, it's a really nice day. I've got my Cha Time passion fruit iced tea with me. I got so many questions, just want to let you know, so if I don't answer your question, I'm really sorry. I tried to choose some questions that maybe I haven't answered before or ones that I haven't answered for a really long time, so let's get started. So the first question is, what is your biggest fear? Besides like the usual like spiders and snakes I'm terrified of and like death and stuff, I'd say like failing like a test at school or falling behind in a subject because I really like to do well in all my subjects. What is your favourite TV show? I feel like I've said this hundreds of times, but definitely Friends. I love Friends. I'm currently obsessed with the show, the cartoon American Dad as well. I find it so funny. And like Stranger Things, that's a really good show. I think that's all I can think of for now. What is your favourite subject? I've probably said this before as well, but I love the subject we have at school. It's called Visual Communication Design. It's kind of like graphic design, like marketing and stuff. I find it really interesting and I get to be really creative, so I love doing that. Do you speak Italian with your mum? So my mum speaks Italian fluently. I think I've mentioned this before. She was born in Sardinia, but I did learn Italian at school, but I cannot speak it to save my life, so definitely not. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I mean, I'm like in year 11 now, doing year 12 next year. You know, I've got school to worry about and I've also got YouTube as well that I'm doing, so it's just really not one of my priorities at the moment. What symptoms did you get when you had COVID? Obviously I was very fortunate to not get COVID too severely. I just started with like a sore throat, was really achy as well, feeling very tired. My mum probably got a little bit worse, she lost her taste buds. She still can't taste now and it's been like over a month, so I feel really bad for her. But yeah, that's the main symptoms we had. What editing apps do you use? Final Cut Pro is like the major one we use to edit both my Grace's World and Grace's Room videos, but I do like to use Photoshop sometimes when I'm doing like my thumbnails or like some effects for Grace's World. Will you still live in Melbourne when you're older? Unless I get some big break and I have to move to Hollywood, I'm probably going to be staying in Melbourne for a long time. I mean, obviously it would be a dream to like move somewhere like Hawaii, that would be amazing, but I'm pretty happy here in Melbourne. All my friends and family are here. How are you coping with VCE? For those of you who don't know, VCE is just the final 2 years of high school. So far I'm doing alright. You know, I have noticed a really big shift in the amount of work I get. I'm doing homework literally every single night and I've got a lot of tests coming up. But so far it's been alright. I'm keeping up with everything. But ask me that question in a couple months and it might change. What's your favourite song at the moment? The Weeknd released a new album called Dawn FM and I've been obsessed with the whole album, but particularly the two songs Out of Time and Less Than Zero. I've been listening to them on repeat. Are you going to get your driver's license? So here in Victoria, when you turn 16, you can get your learner's permit, which is where you have to drive for 120 hours with a fully licensed person before you can get your actual driver's license, which is at 18. I haven't gotten my learner's permit yet, but I have to do a test first, but I will be getting it very, very soon. What is your favourite makeup brand and item? I'm currently obsessed with Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. All the products are so good. I love the cream blush, specifically in the shade Nearly Rose. It's just so pretty. Are you going on holidays this year? I would obviously love to, but school's obviously a main concern. Only time I'd be able to go would be during the school holidays I have during the year. And even then I'd probably still have to bring homework with me, and obviously I'm not sure what's going on with COVID and how it's going to affect the rest of the world during the year. So I mean, fingers crossed, but probably honestly won't happen. What's your favourite number? Definitely 16. I mean, it's the date of my birthday and I'm also 16 at the moment, but like, I don't know, it's just a nice number. It just looks nice, 16. How do you deal with anxiety? When I do feel anxious, I mean, the first thing I do is just sort of try to ground myself, just try to not stress myself out, and I usually like to do something that calms me down. The main thing I like to do is like listen to music. That always seems to just calm me down. I may well go for like a walk or even just talk to someone. What's your favourite store to shop at? I love like Glassons. I love getting clothes from there, but at the moment I love shopping at this store called JB Hi-Fi. They sell a lot of vinyls there. You all know I'm very much obsessed with vinyls, so any store basically that sells vinyls I'm probably obsessed with. What motivates you to keep making videos? Obviously one of the main things is you guys, everyone who supports me. It just definitely motivates me knowing that there are people who look forward to my videos every week. Just definitely encourages me to keep making them, and obviously the whole process of making the videos is really fun as well, so that also motivates me. What happened to your formal? So last year when I was in year 10 I was supposed to have a formal, but sadly got cancelled because of COVID and everything. But this year I am supposed to be having a year 11 formal, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that doesn't get cancelled and I can wear the dress that I bought last year. Have you started thinking about university? If so, what are you interested in? So I don't know, I feel like I'm still a bit too young to sort of decide whether I want to go to uni or not. I'm still also not too sure what I would want to do. I mean, I am interested in like art sort of things like graphic design and media. So if I were to go, I'd probably want to do something like that. But honestly, I mean, I love making my YouTube videos, so I might possibly not even end up going to university. Do you have any study tips? I have made some videos in the past where I talk about some of my favourite study tips, so if you want a bit more of an in-depth guide, I'd recommend checking those ones out. But just off the top of my head, I guess one of the main ones is to make sure you stay on top of all your work. Don't, fall behind and leave things to the last minute. If you get homework, just try your best to do it. I mean, I have to tell myself this all the time, but you just don't want to be overwhelmed and let it build up. And cue cards is also something I love using as well, just to help study like definitions and stuff. Have you ever been to hospital? I have been once to hospital when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I think. I remember I had like a really bad pain around like my appendix, and so I had to get taken to hospital to make sure I was alright. I was okay, but I still remember sitting in one of the hospital beds with like a lemonade icy pole. What has been your favourite vacation? Hawaii is definitely one of my most favourite places to go to. It's just so pretty and tropical, and I just love going there. It's definitely the next place I'd want to go to when I can finally travel. But my 2019 Europe trip was also another favourite. I loved seeing Paris for the first time. I've always wanted to go there, so that's also another favourite. Where do you get your phone cases? I love getting my phone cases from Casetify. I currently have one on right now. It's this really pretty leather one with my name on it. I'd say just there, honestly, is where I like to get them from. What kind of perfume do you wear? Some of you might know I have a pretty good perfume collection, but my favourite sort of scents to wear is like florally ones, like really just fresh, clean scents. I love those ones, specifically Floral Street. Wonderland Peony, it's called. I love that perfume so much, and I love this one from Carolina Herrera, Good Girl, the one in the high heel bottle. I love that perfume. Would you ever get a belly button piercing? I mean, I would love to. They look really pretty, but A, they get infected really easily, I've heard, and B, I don't really wear a lot of low-waisted things, so it's probably just a waste if I got it. What makes you angry? Besides homework, because I hate homework, I'd say like just people who are like two-faced, I suppose, who are like, maybe might be nice to you, but then you find out they're like talking about you behind your back. That just makes me angry. What is your favourite eyeshadow palette? I think I mentioned this before, but Soft Glam by Anastasia Beverly Hills is like my holy grail. I love that palette so much. It's just got all the shade that I need. What is your height? I haven't measured myself for a while, but last time I checked I was about 165 centimetres, which is like 5'5", I think. Someone asked, why aren't you active on YouTube? I wasn't sure I completely understood this question because I do post every week on Saturday on Grace's Room and Grace's World. Obviously there are some weeks on Saturday where I don't post. If you do notice that, it's because I'm either on vacation or I've got a lot of work going on and I need a little break. What do you get from Starbucks? There was a time where I would always get the hibiscus shake and iced tea lemonade, I think that's what it's called, from Starbucks. I love that drink, but currently I love getting chocolate frappes. Which movie did you last watch? Well, just yesterday, my cousin and I went to the cinemas to watch Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, and I really enjoyed that movie. If you could dye your hair any colour, what would it be? I would say I probably already dyed my hair the colour that I wanted it to be. I got like really nice blonde highlights. I love that like whole like little blonde balayage look. I'd say that's probably my dream colour, and I sort of already have it. What is your biggest goal for this year? I say the main thing is probably to stay on top of all my schoolwork and to deliver some good content for you guys. What kind of hobbies do you enjoy? I'd say, man, probably because of lockdown, I got like really into listening to music, and I still love doing that. Like I said, I love collecting vinyls. I just really obsessed with that at the moment. How did you learn to do makeup? I suppose the obvious thing is like YouTube. I watch so many tutorials. I was like really obsessed with like James Charles and like Jeffree Star. Like loved watching their tutorials. Like some of my friends were really good at makeup at the time, so I sort of learned skills from them. My cousin's really good at makeup, so he also taught me. But those like, I suppose that's really how I learned. It's just practicing. If you could only keep 3 of your vinyls, what would they be? Definitely Dangerous by Michael Jackson, Butterfly by Mariah Carey, cannot live without that album. And probably Born to Die by Lana Del Rey. I mean, I love that album, but like I would be very devastated if there were the only 3 albums I could listen to. What's your favourite Bath and Body Works scent? Winter Candy Apple is like my favourite scent of all time from them. It's just such a nice scent. I know it only comes out at Christmas, so I'm always so excited when it comes out of the stores. I love the body sprays. But they also have this other scent. It's called Bright Autumn Blooms, and it smells so good. It's probably I probably prefer it over Winter Candy Apple, but they discontinued it, and I only have like 1 spray bottle left, and I'm almost finished. So I'm so devastated. What's something you couldn't live without? On a more serious level, my family obviously could not live without them. But on a more like light-hearted note, probably music, because I love listening to it. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? I'd say invisibility. Just like think of all the things you could do if you could just be invisible in some situations. Like if I said something embarrassing in class, invisible, no one would have to look at me. What was your most awkward moment? I'd probably say in year 7 when we went on camp and I couldn't ride a bike, and I was like in a specific like activity group, and the whole like everyone else could ride it and they had to keep waiting for me because we're on this, I mean in my defense, we were like on this really thin trail and I wasn't so great at it, but I sort of knew how to ride a bike. But the poor instructor had to wait back with me because I just kept falling off. I was like literally about to burst into tears. It was just so embarrassing. What's your favourite artist besides Mariah Carey and Michael Jackson? I think I've said this before, but I love Lana Del Rey, love Janet Jackson, love The Weeknd, and I love Aaliyah. What's your favourite festive holiday? Christmas, definitely. Christmas is just such a great time, you know, it just feels just nostalgic, reminds me of when you were younger, getting the presents, you know, spending time with family, just love Christmas so much. What app are you addicted to? I suppose an obvious one is TikTok. I love scrolling through there every single day. I also love playing Cooking Fever at the moment. Have you ever watched Cobra Kai? Yes, my family and I, we like watched the 4th season all together. And yeah, it's a really fun show. My favourite character is probably like Miguel. Will you be selling any merch? I actually have been thinking about it for a little while. This week we'll maybe talking about it. And I am sort of thinking of some potential designs I could do. But let me know if you guys would actually want merch from me, like if that's something you'd be interested in, because I mean obviously it'd be really fun to create. And the final question is, do people in your school know you have YouTube channels? Yes, they do, and they're pretty chill about it. No one makes a big deal or anything. So that's all the questions I'm going to answer today. Hopefully I got to answer your question. If I didn't answer your one, then I'm really sorry. Maybe next time I will be able to. Don't forget to check out my Instagram at Grace's World Official, and I'll see you guys next time on Grace's Room. Bye for now.